Okay, so now we're going to talk on Chapter 5, Section 5, using customary units of measurement. The customary units of measurement are the units that we use in the United States. For length, we use inch, which is abbreviated IN, foot, which is abbreviated FT, yard, abbreviated YD, and mile. And we have equivalences. 1 foot is the same as how many inches? That would be 12. So fill that in. 1 yard has how many feet? Hopefully you're all saying 3 feet. And 1 yard has how many inches in it? 1 yard has 36 inches in it. And 1 mile has 5,280 feet. All right, and as you can see, there's not like the metric system where you have 10 of everything in each unit. We have 12 inches, 3 feet, 36 inches, 5,280 feet in a mile. So this is usually set up, we use fractions to help us convert. Let's talk about capacity. Capacity in the metric system is liters, but in our system, the customary system, we are talking about fluid ounces, FLOZ, cups abbreviated with a C, pints, quarts, and gallons. All right. So does anyone know how many fluid ounces are in a cup? Fluid ounces in 1 cup. There are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. There are 2 cups in 1 pint. There are 2 pints in 1 quart. And there are 4 quarts in a gallon. 4 quarts in a gallon. Again, these are our equivalences, and we're going to have to use those when we start converting. The next measurement.
Philip Mulligan to the office, please.
Okay, is weight, and we have ounces, pounds, and tons. In 1 pound, there is 16 ounces, not to be confused with fluid ounces. And in 1 ton, you have 2,000 pounds. So make sure you have this in your notes, all the equivalences. I'll give you a second, make sure that's projected. I'll move it down so you can see. All right, so make sure you have all those equivalences. Okay. Now, hopefully you've done this in science with Mr. Lewis. I don't know if you've done it yet or it's coming soon. So it usually helps that we both kind of do it in both classes. This is something that's going to help you in chemistry. You're going to use it in college. This is something that I know Janelle tells me she still has to use a lot in her classes, and she's a junior in college right now. If I want to convert 10 quarts into gallons, I need to find what's the relationship between quarts and gallons. The relationship between quarts and gallons is that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. All right. Now something that I'm going to make a little side note here. Just like when you multiply with fractions and you have 3/4 times 1/3, what can you do with the 3 and this 3? When you have a 3 in the numerator and a 3 in the denominator, they cancel each other out. Well, in the same way that that happens, we want units to cancel out. So if I have feet in the numerator, and we're going to call it over 1, and I multiply by something that's got feet over yards, the feet cancel with the feet, and whatever and I have some value here, I end up with yards. So just realize that the feet simplify with feet. All right, so let's take a look at this. I have 10 quarts, and I want to turn it into gallons. So I'm going to say this whole thing is in my numerator. And this is what I call is my unit multiplier or conversion factor. I'm going to turn this into a fraction. I'm either going to say 1 gallon over 4 quarts, or I can say 4 quarts over 1 gallon. Because 4 quarts is the same as 1 gallon. Even though they don't look the same, this is a value of 1. And when you multiply by a value of 1, you don't change the value of whatever you're multiplying. That's the identity property. So if I multiply by the value of 1, I'm not changing it, but I'm converting this. So I want quarts to cancel. I want to get rid of quarts, so if I have quarts in the numerator, I have to have quarts in the denominator. So this one has quarts in the denominator, this one does not. So I'm going to write it this way. I'm going to say 1 gallon over 4 quarts. Alright, so I see that quarts cancel with quarts. I'm just going to ignore the numbers for a minute. And I have quarts canceling with quarts, and all I'm left with is gallons, and that's what I want. Now I'm going to focus on the numbers. I have 10 times 1, that's 10, and 1 times 4, 4. I can simplify out of 2 now, or I could have simplified it out earlier. Take a 2 out of both of them, and I'm going to get 5 over 2, and 2 goes in there 2 and 1/2 times. So 10 quarts is equal to 2.5 gallons, which makes sense. There's four quarts in every gallon, so every 4 quarts makes it a gallon. So there's 2 of them. All right, let's try another one. I have 68 fluid ounces. Hang on, I gotta just make sure that you guys can see this. 68 fluid ounces. And I want to convert it into cups. So I know my relationship from fluid ounces to cups is 8 fluid ounces is equal to 1 cup. So I rewrote it down here. I'm going to multiply this 1 time. So, do I want it? This is always in the numerator. Any whole number is always in the numerator. Just like the number 4 is the same as 4 over 1. So just like 68 fluid ounces is the same as 68 fluid ounces over 1. So that's all in the numerator. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to convert. I want to get rid of fluid ounces. So if I want fluid ounces to cancel, I need to put fluid ounces down here. So I have to match it up. So here's fluid ounces, and there's 8 of them in 1 cup. Remember, 1 cup is the same as 8 fluid ounces. They're the same thing. It's just written in different units. It's the value of 1. So when I multiply this, I'm not changing its value. I'm converting it into a different unit. So I'm going to get rid of fluid ounces here, get rid of fluid ounces here. When I multiply across, I have 68 over 8. And then when I divide that, I know that 8 goes into 68 8 times. And then I have 4 left over, which is the same as 8 and 1/2. And those are all now in cups because fluid ounces canceled and I'm left with cups. 8.5 cups. All right. Let's try example 3. Again, I can't see my video, so I gotta check to make sure it's on the board. Yep, good. So I have 3.5 pounds, and I want to turn 3.5 pounds into ounces. So I wrote down, this is what you guys are going to have to figure out each time you do this. And those are those conversions I gave you in the beginning, the relationships. 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. 1 pound is the same as 16 ounces. All right. So when I use a mixed number to multiply with, I have to turn it into an improper fraction. So 3.5 is 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 more 7 halves. And pounds is in the numerator. Unless it's under a division bar, it's always in the numerator. So the pounds is in the numerator. So I have 7 pounds divided by 2. You can think of it that way. Now I'm going to take in this, my unit multiplier, it's worth 1. I have to put either 16 ounces over pounds or 1 pound over 16 ounces. I want pounds to cancel, so if I have pounds in the numerator, I have to put pounds in the denominator. 1 pound is in the denominator, so pounds cancel, and so I have to put 16 ounces in the numerator. I look at my units right now, so pounds cancels with pounds, and then I can also, before I even multiply, if I want, I could divide out this 2, or you could multiply across and then divide it out later. Since it's easy, I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to say 2 goes to a 1, and this turns into an 8, and 7 times 8 is 56 ounces. 56 ounces. Okay? Let's see if I have another example.